All right, let's get into a little bit of what we teach, okay? We have a couple different categories of formations. I want to start with our three-man shields. Anytime you would hear a state formation, Illinois, Michigan, Wisconsin, whatever it would be, that means we're going to have a three-man shield. Our splits up front will be bigger, 2 yards, 2 yards, and 3 yards if our end is attached, okay? One thing I want to show you here at the bottom, the dog and the bullet are in the home position. So what I just showed you on that first slide, that's where everything stems off of. So we should see it right here, Illinois. Got this when we were at NIU, so Illinois was our home base. So this is where we start. The dog is in the shield. The bullet is in his right tackle position. That's what we're looking for, okay? So now, like I said, Illinois, three-man shield. We have a 2-yard split on each side, and then a 3-yard because our ends are attached. That's a very traditional three-man shield formation right there. Okay, you could live out of this an entire season if you wanted to, following the exact same rules we just spoke about. Not something that we use a lot of because you can really attack it. Here's the next step. We call it Wisconsin. I have some film of this one coming up. Wisconsin, we called it W because of the width on both sides. Both of our gunners flex out. We follow the same exact rules protection-wise. So let's take a peek at this one here. All right, so as I mentioned, gunner on each side, same coverage rules, three-man shield because it was a state. We're zone protection. So right here, we would call what we used to call rip or Liz, okay? And that would be left or right, you know, just to help anybody out that didn't understand the rip and the Liz part there. So rip or Liz would be the direction that we are sending the protection and the direction we're sending the punt. So right here, we call it a rip protection. You see everybody protecting to the right. Our shield, you ask what their eyes would be, okay? They are inside out. Obviously, the inside threats are the most dangerous, but they are A gap to scan or inside out. A gap to scan is a great way to say it. So they're looking inside if anybody lost and then working back out to the edges. Obviously, in this formation, the backside edge is pretty open, which a lot of people would want to rush, but our shield, unlike a man protection team, would scan out and kick left, and they would knock that guy off on the edge. Let's take a peek here. So again, with us having a three-man shield, we would have bigger splits up front. And there the guy is. You see the left shield or the right shield as we look at it, he will slide out and take the edge. Okay, trying to create that coverage trap. Really nice job there in coverage. Okay, after doing this a few times, guys, and this being on film, they're obviously going to realize, like, hey, they're going right or they're going left. Let's attack the heck out of the backside edge. Well, you can start to call a couple different protections. We started to call it polar or Kodiak, which are types of bears for us. But you will protect. This is a 3x5 look if a team's trying to overload us. So if they do that, you look at the rules on the left side here, the left tackle and the bullet. So our bullets have the widest threat. Boom. So all of a sudden you think you're getting an all right or left zone protection. They're going to take the widest threat. Then the left guard and the right guard have head up or their first threat inside. So if you do want to live in this formation, you can start to look at it or even signal it from the sideline if a team's trying to overload you one way or the other, and you don't want to just go rip or Liz, or you want to protect your backside edge from getting a really, really short edge to the punter, because I usually like to have 3 guys on the backside. So this is a very good way to flip it up when you're getting, you know, someone's obviously, you know, breaking us down and scouting us. It's like, well, geez, they're going to go left to right. Let's attack the backside edge, and you buy yourself a lot of work. Well, all of a sudden you block out both sides, and they're in trouble. So you can use this against overload teams. So right there, 3x5 the other way. Just a quick picture as to what they would do right there. All right, this should be Kodiak. So now what we're going to do in Kodiak is rip protection on the right, Liz protection on the left. So as you look at, you know, again, a team that might not have all their guys up, this right here is a 33, kind of an even look with guys in the middle. You can mix it up. We don't live in this. This is just an option. All right, so let's take a peek. I believe we go Kodiak here. So still Wisconsin. Boston College thought that they would, see us on film. They've gone back to some years of doing the same protection and try to attack an edge. Well, next thing you know, we get an even look right there, either 44 or 33 or some guys off. And all of a sudden, both sides go out. And now we have a 3-man shield right up the middle to protect that. Okay, so it kind of catches them off guard, which then allows you to get back into your Rip and Liz scenarios. Okay, so let's take a peek right there again. Very balanced look, 4 on each side. We'll go out and block the 2 outside guys. Something that's very important in this system, okay, just so you guys know this as you're looking, if you do want to implement this, your long snapper has got to be able to protect. He doesn't have to be an NFL level guy, but that's our long snapper right there on the hash. That's in protection, accounting for one of those guys. Okay, so that's a big help. Not to say you can't do it with releasing him, but we account for him being in protection every single time. He might not stop the guy, but he's going to widen him off the shield. And then where we try to place the ball in general, guys, is outside the numbers. This is an NFL field here, so the numbers are the tick marks. So, we play at home at Lincoln Financials, our home stadium, which is an NFL stadium also. When you do have gunners on each side, if you feel good about your punter, you can do it a little bit NFL style and just let him hang it up there, kind of in the middle, and mirror everything down in coverage. All right, couple quick formations. I won't spend a lot of time teaching you all these guys. You'll have them in the presentation if you want to install them or make some up of your own. But Delaware is doubles each side. Pretty good. We actually stole this from Houston, so I think I got a clip in here. I don't remember who it's from, but just a quick peek at that. Very important that if they don't go out and cover those slots, you guys have to make sure that you have a way to bring those tackles back in, okay? Because those guys are not eligible players. And unless you just say, or your head coach lets you just throw the fake out there on your own, you have to have a mechanism to allow them to come back into protection. If they just say, heck with this, we're going to rush 8 guys, you got to bring your tackles back in. But there's an example of a team. If you know they're not a big rush team, you've broken them down all year, you don't feel like they're a huge threat, go ahead and get into Delaware, which gives you a chance to get 4 more gunners or 4 gunners down the field. There's some teams in our league that rush like crazy, Cincinnati being one of them. I'm not putting 4 gunners out there, right? I might put 2 or 3, but we have to have enough people in protection, especially if they're ineligible gunners. Now I'm going to show you a way here in a second to get some more eligible gunners out there within this system. So let's pop forward here onto a couple formations. Iowa right, just a single out there, I for individual. Just to give you guys a couple ideas of what formations you could use. Iowa left, punting the ball toward him just to make it hard. Oregon, anytime we use O words, would mean a gunner was coming over. So both gunners would be to the right. Again, pretty neat now because most people are going to cover in this picture the left end, but your left tackle is eligible, your left end is not. So if you're going to ever switch to this system, you need to make sure you use a couple of these formations. Now, I would only take, 2 or 3 into a game after coming out of camp, teaching the team what the system is and what it means. Don't forget, these are all state formations. Okay, we have a 3-man shield. Everybody else is on the line of scrimmage. Okay. I think I might have one clip. I think we might have gone Oregon in there. Okay, we didn't do it. Another way to combat this, if you do want to just live in a 3-man shield zone world, okay, other than switching your protection, you can definitely sneak in a quick, whatever you want to call it, rugby or rollout. Okay, this is how I've treated it in the past. Our right guard and our bullet, our right tackle, block down. First threat inside of them. Okay, and then we take our shield out to the front. All this is for us was a rhythm punt, move the pocket, get the ball off on a different launch point. Again, just a little indecision in the defense, so you're not saying, well, there's a backside edge open and the launch point, block point's always at the same spot. Okay, you do this, in my opinion, if your punter's athletic enough, maybe 2 to 3 times in the first 2 to 3 games. You mix in the other protection, Kodiak or Polar, and you're good to go with whatever formations and zone protections you would want to run, the rest of the time, rest of the game, the rest of the season.